Good evening. This is Late Night Gaming. Tonight is my first time ever doing a video, so bear with me. Um, I see the lighting is not so great. I have fluorescent lights, so there's not much I can do about that in this current moment in time. Um, so what we're doing tonight is we are taking a Nebula deck versus Crossbones. This is a monthly challenge for the month of September through the Discord of Nelson All Over Games. And the challenge is actually to get as many encounter cards in a round as you possibly can and still be able to defeat the villain by the end of the game. If you so happen to get 6 encounter cards, great. But if you lose, it doesn't matter. It won't count. So in order for it to count, you actually have to beat the villain. So my idea is, rather than going for maximum amounts of encounter cards, I'm just going to play the game against the villain and see how I do. I do have cards here that will allow me to pull extra encounter cards through Venom, who's our nice symbiote. Will give us an extra encounter card every time when he's out in play. We also have Star-Lord, who will also give us an extra encounter card the turn that he comes into play. We have, one way or another, 2 of them, because there are some encounter cards that will also give you encounter cards. So if I pull those on my turn, I will be able to go ahead and have those encounter cards counted. But like I said, the intent is to actually just play against the villain, and whatever happens, happens as far as the encounter card count. Nebula is a very unique character in that she plays basically like her villain. Um, every every round, if she has one of these technique upgrades in play, she will actually do this special ability on it, which in this case, unyielding persistence will give her a tough status card. Weapons Master will deal 4 damage. There's many of them in here. But once she resolves this special ability, the card does get discarded, much like her villain counterpart. So I decided that this would be a good outing for Nebula. I think that she will do well. So I went over some of the deck here. A few of the other cards that I have going here. We have Jack Flag, Jessica Jones. Those are good thwarters, especially with me pulling encounter cards, side schemes with one way or another. That will beef up Jessica Jones here because for every side scheme in play, she gets +1 thwart. Jack Flag, when he thwarts, he gets an ammo counter. So you basically thwart with him twice. So that will give him 2 ammo counters, and that will allow him to exhaust, remove an ammo counter, and deal 2 damage to an enemy. And there are quite a few enemies in this scenario because it's not what the scenario comes with. It's 3 modular encounter sets that are quite different, and it has some pretty hefty enemies. So that's our plan. I'm going to put these together, and we'll shuffle them up and get this game going, I think. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. You may be wondering why I have this as a late night gamer. The idea came to me when, I have children at home, and basically my entire day is spent at work. I come home, I help take care of the kids, and the only time I have for any kind of gaming is always, well, at night. So I figured if I'm going to be playing these games by myself as it is already, maybe I can go ahead and provide some content to these games that I'm playing. And maybe people will see these videos and decide, hey, that looks like a pretty cool game. I'll try that out. You'll see in the description I have a bunch of other games um, that I may bring to the channel as well. Um, there's the Gloom of Killforth and Shadows of Killforth. Uh, that is a phenomenal game. It was kind of what brought me into living card games. Um, it's not considered a living card game because that is a term coined by FFG for their line of games, such as Marvel Champions and Arkham Horror. Um, so I can't really call it, you know, a living card game, but in essence, that's what that game is. You have a deck of cards, well, many decks of cards in that game, and there's a lot of shuffling, um, and it takes up a lot of table space. So someday I'll pull that one out again and run through some games with that because the game is great. I love it. Uh, so that was the encounter deck there, shuffling now. We'll set that up here. This is the experimental weapons deck. We gotta shuffle that up real good because you don't want to know what you're gonna get. You always want that to be a surprise. I'll stick that right up there. All right, so we have chosen our hero, created our deck, we picked our villain, shuffled the encounter deck. Next step is to flip your encounter card, your main scheme. It has one revealed. Reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck, which is this deck here. That comes into play, attached to the villain. Now, surprisingly, I have played several different games of this, just to try to get an idea of how it would play out. Several different decks that I've tried. I haven't tried this deck yet, so this is a first attempt with this deck for all of us. But yeah, point being, this one here, laser rifle, came up as the first card more often than not, which is, well, it's a little difficult, to say the least. So, we've got that started. Now we're going to go ahead and draw our hero hand. 4, 5, 6. Well, look at that. We've got Venom right off the bat. Sonic Rifle, looking confused. These lethal intents are not going to do me any good because I have no techniques out in this hand, which is not good. So, what we're going to do, we're going to mulligan the lethal intents, which the card is awesome. It's just not going to do me any good right now. And you know, I'm going to hold on to Venom. I'm going to hold on to the Sonic Rifle too. Well, no, I won't. We'll get rid of the Sonic Rifle. I've got another one of those in there somewhere. We'll drop 3 more cards. Okay. Well, this is nice. Okay. So now we got things we can do, which is great. Now, we are going to first play under surveillance. Attach it to the main scheme. What that does is now the amount of threat for the main scheme is up to 7 before it'll flip, which gives me a bit of time to do the things I need to do. Now we have these combat readies. They have 2 actions. I'm in alter ego, So I can discard cards from the top of my deck until I discard a technique. Then I put that upgrade into play and resolve its special ability. So let's do that. Maybe my shuffling was a bit too good because I'm getting rid of everything that I wanted to keep. Alright, remove 3 threats. That's not going to do me any good, but I have put a technique into play. After you play a technique upgrade, draw 2 cards. Now, if I am making any rules errors, somebody please say something because I've only been playing this since March, so I'm probably going to make mistakes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull another technique because I want another technique. Good. We've got a wide stance. Look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Discard one and put the others back in any order. 1, 2, 3. Now, what we do is we figure out what's going to be the best and what's going to be the worst for the situation. This guy's going to have a surge. He's going to add a threat to the scheme. Not a big deal at this time. If I keep him as a boost, he's going to deal me an encounter card, which is something that we are trying to do in this game, but I don't think I want to handle that right out the gate. I'd like to build a little bit first, and right now all I have is techniques. So I think that guy is going to be not the guy. Choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. Okay. Or he's 1 boost. And discard cards from top of the encounter deck until a weapon. And this is okay. This guy's the worst, but he's only 1 for a boost. So we're going to discard the insight. Time displaced soldier. We will put this as the top card. We'll put this as our encounter card. Now you see that? I just planned out the villain phase. How handy is that? Alright. Now, what else do we got? We do still have Venom here, and I don't think I'm going to use Venom. I'm going to use him as a resource, and we're going to put out an endurance, and we're going to put out one way or another for an evasive maneuver. So now we'll flip to our hero, and we're going to attack for 2. So there. First blood to me. Crossbones has taken 2 damage. Also, I now have 3 extra hit points. So Nebula's hit points are now at 12, which is great. We're going to go to the end of the hero phase because there is only 1 player. At this point, we draw our hand size of 5. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5. This is very interesting. Going to nice clear the area, which will draw me a card next turn. I have a nowhere. So let's see. We can use for justice for clear the area. We can use strength to play out a nowhere. We'll have drawn a card for clear the area, and so we get to play our cutthroat ambition. Oh, well, we won't be able to use clear the area. Well, we'll see. Maybe there'll be no, there won't be. So there will not be any clearing of any areas. Alright. Villain phase begins. At the start of the villain phase, we put 1 threat on the main scheme. 1 of 7. Thank you, under surveillance. The villain is going to attack. So he gets a boost card. He has 1 and 2 attack. Oh, forgot. She needed to get ready. You always ready your cards at the end of the hero phase. So, we have 2 attack. Nebula has 2 defense. She's going to reduce the attack by 1. So I think we're just going to go ahead and take it. And it's 2 and 1 is 3. Minus 1 is 2. So we will take 2 damage. Nebula's down to 10. Hey, even. Look at that. You remember how I did that thing with the evasive or the wide stance so I could look at the cards? I already forgot that that was the card. This one here is the Hydro Armor. Yes. Okay. So choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. We'll put a threat on the main scheme because we're not worried about that. Because the villain phase has now ended. The hero phase now begins. We're on round 2. At the start of the hero phase, we have a forced response. Resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade at control. And discard each technique upgrade resolved this way. So the first one, remove 3 threat from the scheme. So there's no longer any threat on the main scheme. That one's done. Second one, look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Discard 1, and put the others back in any way I choose. Now, here's what we got. Give the villain a tough status card. Rhino schemes with +2. If Rhino's not in play, then get Rhino. That's a tough one. So we can give the villain tough, which means it's going to take multiple attacks to get to damage him again. Or we can have Rhino come in. I think we drop Rhino. Advance will be our boost card, and we'll be given the villain a tough. Right? Yes, that's how we set it up. So he's only going to be attacking for 2. Choose to either stun or confuse an enemy. We're going to confuse him because I've already planned out the villain phase. I don't want to lose things that I just set in motion. So we'll go ahead and put confused out there. Let's use a card. I have tokens, but I'm going to use a card because cards are much easier to see and remember what tokens are. So we'll go ahead and put a card out here. You are confused. All right. That part of the hero phase is complete. Now, what do we have? We have nowhere. Nowhere can come into play. We have for justice and clear the area. So I'm going to use a for justice. No. You know what? I'm not. Because I would just lose this card. Remove 3 threat from this. It's not going to do me any good to get rid of it. I have nothing I can do with the cards in my hands currently. How awful is that? And I already know that there's not a side scheme coming. So I can use this to remove threat and grab 2 encounter cards. Grab 2 cards. Yeah. So what we're going to do is attack. I'll attack Hydro Bomber. Get rid of him. We're going to end our turn, which brings us to the end of the hero phase. So I'm going to discard those 2. Now hold on to this because it'll let me draw a card. We'll draw up to 5. 3, 4, 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. and 5. Now this is interesting. So we've got Double Weapons Master, which is a fantastic card. And we have a Gamora, which is also a fantastic card. What's our plan to pay for Clear the Area is the question. Oh boy. I'm not sure. We'll find out. There. It's now the villain phase again. So we put 1 on the main screen. The villain attacks. We already know he's going to be a 0. He has 2 attack. We can actually defend and take no damage this turn. And our encounter card is give the villain a tough status card. Remember? I mentioned that before. I always forget. I do the things to set myself up, and then I forget what I did. It's amazing how that happens. Okay. Now it is my turn. And you know what I'm going to do? Oh, let's see. How about such a waste? Such a waste of a card. Alright. I'm going to use a genius, surprisingly, for Clear the Area. I'm going to clear this thread off. That's going to draw us a card. Oh, look, it's Jack Flag. Alright. That's fine. It's fine. Jack, you're great. You're not going to do me any good right now, though. I'm going to use Jack to put out a Weapons Master. He's confused and he's tough. I'm going to take that back because I can. I'm playing by myself. I'm going to flip. Then I'm going to use Jack to play a Weapons Master, which draws me 2 cards because I played the technique. Oh, fantastic. Looks great. Alright. Very, very good. We are going to... We're going to hold on to both our allies. I'm going to use this power of justice on a Weapons Master. Why? Maybe not. Let's see. I can use all 3 of these to put out Gamora, but that's only going to draw me 1 card, and I have, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so that's going to be the end of my turn. So draw 2, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fantastic. We have a wide stance, we have an unyielding persistence, we have a power in all of us. So we can actually use the power in all of us to play Star-Lord, get an encounter card, use Nowhere, draw another card, and maybe have something to put out these other 2 techniques. We'll see. Alright, ready? Nebula. Now, villain phase. Put our threat on the main screen. The villain is confused, so he cannot activate this turn. Alright, our encounter card this turn is an Ancient Grudge. Kang activates against you. If Kang is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Kang. Fantastic. I didn't discard him. He's in here. Kang, Master of Time. Put him in play, engaged with you. Shuffle the encounter deck. Cards are very good at telling you exactly what you need to do. I can tell you right now, he has tough. He's at 10 hit points. I am not tough. I'm at 10 hit points. It's not looking very good, because now we also have a tough Kang who's villainous, which means he also will get a boost card when he activates. So we have to get rid of that guy. But he's tough, so it makes a problem. Alright. We are going to start our turn. So far we've only had one encounter card turns. So we're going to use Power of All of Us. Play out Star-Lord. When he enters play, deal an encounter card. So there's our encounter card. We're going to exhaust nowhere and draw a card. It's a one way or another. How unfortunate. Let's see. What do we want to do? I think what we do is get these two out. Yeah. Probably has one way or another. Maybe. Because we're about to deck out anyways. Let me get out our Jessica Jones. We can go to hero side. We'll do one way or another. Search the encounter deck. A side scheme. Here it is. Tribute. When defeated, deal the player who defeated this scheme a face down encounter card. It's 2 per hero. Threat. So let's shuffle these up. Superhero threat. There you go. Alright. Now Miss Jones has +1 thwart because of that side scheme being in play. And now I draw 3 cards. 1, 2. That gives us an encounter card. We shuffle. Good times. This is how we play the game by ourselves. Looks like this is going to be our big round. This is going to be the round that we got all these encounter cards. So then, after this, we just got to beat the villain, right? That's it. Should be easy. But it's not going to be. Because that's just how it goes. Alright, so we got 2 and 3. Perfect. Under surveillance is already out there. We are going to choose up to 2x technique upgrades you control and resolve their special abilities. That's nice. I have 2. And I have 2 cards here that I can spend on this lethal intent. I like it. I do like it. Alright, Miss Jones, thwart the scheme. She takes one consequential as she thwarts this scheme away. That one's gone. We get an encounter card. Look, we're at 3 already. How about that? We've got Star-Lord. Star-Lord, you're going to punch somebody. So, King is no longer tough. And then Nebula. You're going to punch somebody. Oh, Star-Lord has to take one. That's what I was doing that for. Who's Nebula punching? That's a tough call. You know, I could get rid of this laser rifle attachment too. But I'd rather do this lethal intent. Yeah, let's get rid of the tough off of him. We'll do this lethal intent for 2. So choose up to 2 because I spent 2. It'll be these 2. So it'll be 4 and 4. So let's get 4 damage onto Kang. We'll take 4 damage to the villain. 2, 4, 6. I think we're doing pretty good. Alright, that's my turn. I have nothing else that I can do. So we're going to draw up our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. This does me no good because those will be gone. But we do have Martinex. We can get out there. I'm not going to need it anymore one way or another because I don't want to deal with that stuff again. Although I could draw an extra 3 cards, and that would be worth it. I think that's what we'll do because we do have Jessica Jones out. So let's ready our cards. It's the end of hero phase. And now we're going to get attacked after we put 1 threat on the main scheme. I've kept that pretty well under wraps here, so that's been nice. So Crossbones is going to attack us. He's got 1 and 2 in his boost. Are we defending? That is the question. I think we have to take it. I think we have to take it. 2 and 1 is 3. Not bad. We'll be okay. But that just knocks us down to 7. Yep. Now King is going to attack. He's got an attack of 1 and a star. Deal yourself 1 face down and counter card. Fantastic. We take 1 from King and another encounter card. Now, what's going to happen here is we're going to draw our encounter card. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember that. We have 5 because I have 5 here. Each one counts as 500 if I beat this guy. So, let's see how this goes. Encounter card number 1. The villain schemes. Villain has 1 scheme and 2, which is okay. He's at 4 of 7. Okay, 1 card down. Assault. This is what I was afraid of. The villain attacks you. So he's attacking with 2. I think I need to defend this time. So I will. We will defend. Attacking with 2, defending with 2, deals 2. Taking 2 damage. If he assaults again, then Star-Lord's going to have to block it. And I didn't want to have to do that. But that's how it's going to go. That's 8 out of 12. We have 4 hit points left. Alright, the villain attacked. Fantastic. You cannot attack Kang. You now have an obligation. Discard a random card from your hand to discard this obligation. While in Alter Ego. Great. Steady. Rhino. Rhino has steady, and his attacks gain overkill and piercing. Finally, discard X cards from the top of the encounter deck, where X is Crossbones' attack, and take 1 indirect damage for each boost icon discarded this way. 1 and 2. We have discarded 3, so it's 3 indirect damage, but look, my obligation's not there anymore. So 3 indirect damage. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 3 hit points left. Full auto has resolved. That was 5 encounter cards. We're not dead. Not bad. Good job, team. So, now our turn begins. Hero phase. Oh, how are these resolving? We have 4 damage and 4 damage. Now, this is an attack. I can't attack Kang, so I can't do it to him. I can do all 8 to Rhino. Get rid of Rhino, and not have to worry about it. Maybe it's a thing to do. I think it is. That's what we're gonna do. Goodbye, Rhino. It was nice having you out. I hope you had fun. Now it's our turn here. Let's see. What can we do? Discard a random card. Alright, so we're gonna one way or another first. Search the encounter deck for a side scheme. Let's see what we got. Crossbones Assault. Crossbone activates against the player. No, thank you. Unless. Yeah. Yes. We have a plan, don't worry. Shuffle the encounter deck. See, it says Crossbones activates, not attacks. So it works to our favor when this happens. You'll see why. Alright. So there we go. That has 2 thread on it. We'll put it out there. Great. Let's draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. This is perfect. Wonderful. Just what we like to see. Alright. Let's use I will. We're going to shuffle 2 technique upgrades back into our deck because they are our heavy hitting technique upgrades and we want those. So they are going to get shuffled into our deck. There we go. Shuffle in there all nice. Next, we are going to utilize our lethal intent, because there's no techniques out, to clear the area first. There's a method to the madness here. Alright, Jessica Jones is going to thwart 2 off the main scheme. Jessica Jones is out. Thank you, Jessica Jones. Then we are going to go into alter ego, at which point, oh, I cannot do that. Oh, okay. No. He's going to activate. We have quill. Yes, we have quill. We will clear the area on the main scheme. Draws us another card. This is getting better and better. We are going to use Power of Justice Martinex to play out a Sonic Rifle, which has 2 charges. 1, 2. We're going to exhaust it, spend a charge, confuse the villain. Now, we're going to go into Alter Ego. Star-Lord is going to thwart 2. Crossbones armor is out. Or Crossbones assault is out. Star-Lord is out. Thank you, Star-Lord. The villain activates, but he's confused. And I think that will be our turn. Yep. So we'll draw our cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. This is good. We have Unyielding Persistence, just going to go into play. We have a Combat Rating, so also good. Yeah, this is not looking too terrible, other than the fact that we cannot hurt Kang. Ready our cards. Now, put our threat out. Crossbones is activating. Scheme 2. Kang is activating. Scheme of +1 because of this obligation. So 2, 4. Ouch. 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 6, 7, 3. Oh no! The main scheme has gone off. It was nice while it lasted. I'll set that aside. So, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. Revealed is attached to the villain, gains retaliate, energy shield. Alright. That was them. Now our encounter card is attached to Crossbones. Crossbones machine gun. Well, I'm glad it's out now. It has 2 uses. It's good to be out now because if I flip them and it's already out, then nothing extra happens, which is wonderful. Okay, what are we doing? We are going to combat ready and get ourselves a technique. Weapons master. Look at that. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. That would be you, Crossbones. Okie dokes. That is how that works, right? Yep, resolve its special. Okay. So that happened. Oh, we have to put a threat on the flip scheme. Alright. It's only one threat. Yeah, I like it. We're going to use 4 justice for unyielding persistence. We need to recover, unfortunately. We're going to go hero mode. We're going to spend 3 on a sonic rifle. It has 2 uses. Restricted. You can only have 2 restricted out at a time. There they are. Wonderful. Okay. We're going to use 1 sonic rifle. It's going to confuse the villain. You're now confused. We're going to use the other sonic rifle, because the other sonic rifle is going to deal 3 damage to the villain, which is going to flip him. Off to Crossbones 2. Crossbones 2 has 14 health. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Crossbones machine gun and attach it to Crossbones. Already there. Shuffle the encounter deck. Very long. Oops. We will shuffle the encounter deck because it says to. Alright. We only have to do 14 damage. We might be able to pull this off. That would be amazing. Alright. So we are going into the end of the hero phase. So draw our 5 cards. 3, 4, and 5. Now, this looks good. I like it. We have an upgrade. She's going to reduce the damage by 1. So you can look at the top 3 cards. You know what? I forgot to be doing that earlier. That's funny. We have a Venom, which I may actually prefer Venom over anything else in this hand. Surprise. Wouldn't that be a surprise? Okay. Villain phase begins. One on the main. You're going to activate. Crossbones is attacking. Now, forced interrupt. When Crossbones attacks you, which is now, remove one ammo counter from this card. Done. Discard the top card of the encounter deck. 3 indirect damage. How about that? I forgot to ready Nebula and my gun. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 3 health left. Guess what Crossbones has? 3 attack as he's attacking. So 3 attack. Oh, Nebula. May not make it after all. That's okay. We had fun. 2, 3, 4, 5. So blocks 2, still takes 3. Nebula is defeated. That's game. I'm not going to run through another one. It's kind of late here, but that is late night gaming. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. As you can see, this can be really tough when you pull 5 encounter cards in a row. Maybe I could have flipped more often. Who knows how this could have went. If you have any pointers or tips, feel free to bring them up. Leave them in the comments below. I'll leave a link for the Discord in the description below, so that way, if you're interested in trying out this scenario or any of the other ones, there's a backlog of scenarios, challenges, monthly challenges that you can take on. So feel free to join the Discord and take on those challenges. This has been, fun. I enjoyed it. This game is great. I will continue to play it and bring more content for you guys to watch me fail miserably at, probably. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for watching.